It hurts my heart that we have ghetto black B words who hate America serving in Congress. So this is acceptable? So this is acceptable.
I know that some may think that I am, younger than I am. But just so y'all know, I am 12 years older than Laura Loomer.
Jasmine Crockett just said it in true Jasmine Crockett form. She said, I know I'm older than some of y'all think. She said, I'm 12 years older than Laura Loomer. And there's no Botox here. And the crowd erupted. Great clapback. As always, Jasmine.
That wasn't even Jasmine Crockett final form. That was lightweight. That was just a light response. You know what I'm saying? We know that she can go harder than that, but she chose to spare.
Guys, let me say this. What Laura Loomer said was way out of line. Let's be real. Her comments weren't just political. They were dripping with bitterness about race, about diversity, and about who deserves to be visible in America. And when people like her try to punch down with those kinds of words, they don't just expose their prejudice. They expose their insecurity. That is why Jasmine Crockett's response hit so hard. She didn't just clap back for the sake of it. She turned Loomer's own energy back on her. Jasmine reminded everyone that she is 12 years older than Loomer, yet somehow looks younger, fresher, and stronger without even relying on Botox. That wasn't about vanity. It was about showing how hypocrisy works. Loomer speaks like she's got wisdom, yet her words make her sound old, bitter, and out of touch. Jasmine's point was simple. If you're going to demean people, at least look like you are winning yourself.
I wouldn't be surprised if we found out that Laura Loomer's tweets about Jasmine Crockett were crafted in ChatGPT using the prompt, help me create a series of racist tweets where I am essentially performing digital blackface and making fun of AAVE, which I'm likely to actually call Ebonics because I am racist and demeaning and just want to have a condescending take. And if the person who could program this response through ChatGPT would be Rachel Dolezal, that would be great. Thank you. That's what the prompt had to have been. Like, reading those tweets and what she was saying and thinking that she was saying or doing, I don't know. The gestural, literal, digital blackface that she was using to imitate black people and how they speak. Like, she was just like, help me talk like black people, but like racist. What? Let's not forget that this is a sitting congresswoman that this person is talking about. Like, Laura Loomer is coming for a sitting congresswoman who is excessively qualified and intelligent and just incredible. What? Like, we're getting upset about Charlie Kirk, like people talking about Charlie Kirk and just quoting him, and he's nobody. Like, he was just a podcast white guy. But this is happening, and Jasmine Crockett, we're just like, oh, whatever. Like,
Laura Loomer is comfortable saying these things about Jasmine Crockett because there are no consequences for being anti-black. This is one of the most trusted advisors of the President of the United States right now, openly calling a sitting congresswoman a ghetto black. Well, then when she was called out by people like Jamel Hill, she doubles down. Insanity. If Jasmine Crockett was to say something like this about Laura Loomer, who's a Jewish woman, the ADL would have put out about 15 damn statements calling this anti-Semitic. Congress would have passed a resolution condemning her and anti-Semitic hate. It's fucking ridiculous, bro. We don't take blackness serious.
It hurts my heart that we have ghetto black B words who hate America serving in Congress. So this is acceptable? So this is acceptable. Yet we're being told that service members are being hunted. Service members are being doxxed for stating their opinions on things that were expressed by someone that passed. Okay. And now someone who is close friends with the President of the United States is allowed to make comments like this about an elected official. Yet, I thought we were having a discussion about ending political violence. So, posting comments like this is not violent. And this is only one of a few that she posted. I'm trying to be very mindful of my words because, you know, now if I were to post something like that, or if I were to say something like that, but then people would love to say, well, I don't have free speech because I decided to serve and protect my country. So that means that I don't have free speech. I can't say how I deem something to be offensive. I'm not allowed to say that I find certain things offensive. I cannot be offended because the powers that be have decided to embolden certain people who have made very offensive and dangerous remarks against myself and people that look like me. It's literally like I'm being gaslit.
Now, let's break down why Jasmine's words mattered. This wasn't just about age, it was about exposure. Loomer tried to attack diversity by saying she won't support products unless she sees white people in the ads. Think about that for a second. If a country where most commercials already center white faces, she still feels erased, if she has to share space with people of color, that is not a lack of representation, that's resentment. So when Jasmine highlighted the age difference, she was showing us how ridiculous these comparisons can be. Loomer may be younger on paper, but her politics and her bitterness age her far more than time could ever. Crockett wasn't saying I'm better because I look better. She was saying you can't demean me, you can't dismiss me, and you can't disguise hate as free speech while acting like you are the victim. That is why her clapback landed. It wasn't shallow, it was layered. Here's the bigger truth, guys. Jasmine response was about more than just looks. It was about reclaiming dignity in a space where women, especially Black women, are constantly attacked, judged, and diminished based on appearance. Laura Loomer's words exposed something deeper. When she complained about DEI commercials and said she wouldn't buy products unless they feature white people, she wasn't talking about policy. She was revealing her discomfort with any level of diversity. She was saying out loud what a lot of people think quietly, that whiteness should always be the center, and any attempt to share the spotlight feels like an attack. That is not a fight for fairness. That is entitlement. And that is why Jasmine's comeback resonates so strongly. In one sentence, she flipped the script. She reminded us that appearance don't always line up with reality. Here's Loomer, 32 years old, spewing outdated bitterness like someone who hasn't grown or evolved a day in her life. And here is Crockett, 44, not only looking radiant, but carrying herself with confidence, intelligence, and poise. The no Botox line wasn't about vanity. It was about authenticity. It was saying, I don't need to fake it. I don't need to alter myself, and I don't need to demean others to feel validated. In contrast, Loomer's words revealed a desperation to cling to a version of America where diversity is erased and where politics can be reduced to insults about who belongs and who doesn't. This is where the free speech double standard comes in. When Loomer calls elected officials ghetto, the Black B words who hate America, her words are brushed off as opinion, as freedom. But when people call those remarks, racist or offensive, suddenly they are the one facing consequences. Service members get punished for speaking their truth. Everyday citizens get doxxed for calling out hate. That is not free speech, it's selective speech. And Jasmine's moment on that stage made that visible. Her clapback wasn't just shade, it was a resistance. She was saying, I see the game you are playing and I won't let you define me by your rules. She exposed the hypocrisy, how someone younger can act so bitter, so small-minded, while an older woman can stand tall, unbothered, and unapologetically herself. At the heart of this, Jasmine she reminds us of something powerful. Age and looks don't determine value. Character does. And when character shines through, it doesn't matter how many years are on the calendar or how many wrinkles are on the face. What matters is the substance behind the words. So yes, politics can be messy and clapbacks can feel petty, but sometimes they cut through the noise. Jasmine's words weren't just about defending herself. They were about exposing how shallow, insecure, and dangerous the rhetoric of people like Laura Loomer really is. And that is why I stand with Jasmine. Not because she looks younger, not because of Botox or skin or any of that, but because she took a demeaning moment, turned it inside out, and showed everyone that dignity, authenticity, and truth will always outshine bitterness. Guys, I need to know from you. What are your thoughts? Drop a comment. Also, remember to subscribe, like, and share as well. And until next time, bye-bye.